All right, so the trend continues that Trump is taking L after L after L in federal court. So let me walk you through. We have a couple examples today. So first we have this. Trump dealt another court blow as Dem official ordered reinstated. Quote, that we will not do. A divided appeals court in Washington, D.C. dealt the Trump administration a blow in its quest to oust a Democratic federal trade commissioner. Rebecca Slaughter was fired by President Trump in March alongside fellow Democratic Commissioner Alvaro Bedoya. The move was widely viewed as unlawful as the FTC is meant to be an independent agency and its commissioners have removal protections. A federal judge ruled in July that Slaughter's firing violated federal law and Supreme Court precedent and mandated she be reinstated to serve out her full term, which runs through September of 2029. So, by the way, they want to defang the FTC and let the corporate criminals get away with whatever they want to get away with. That's why they fired these people. On Tuesday, an appeals court denied the federal government's request to pause the lower court's order reinstating her. The judge noted Trump fired Slaughter without cause. The government now seeks a stay of that decision pending appeal. That motion must be denied. The government has no likelihood of success on appeal given controlling and directly on point Supreme Court precedent, they said. To grant a stay would be to defy the Supreme Court's decision that binds our judgments. That we will not do, the judges added. So, massive slapdown to Trump here. The FTC, again, the whole point, they're firing all these people they're not even allowed to fire. This happened with the Federal Reserve Bank the other day, as you know, and thankfully that person is also saying, I'm not going anywhere because you have no right to fire me. But this is what he does. He pushes the limits, does these illegal things, and he's betting on people tucking their tail between their legs and just going away, as opposed to what they should do, which is fucking fight, right? So, okay. But we have another one. I'm sure you guys saw this as well. A federal judge has ruled that Trump's deployment of military forces to Los Angeles violated the Posse Comitatus Act, a law that prohibits the use of the armed forces as a domestic police force. So in other words, we literally had a law in the books that basically may as well have said, Donald Trump can't do the shit he's been doing with the military. Because he's using it as his domestic police force, doing whatever the fuck he wants, invading Los Angeles, invading Washington, D.C., now he's going to invade Chicago, as we all know. So he's doing all that shit. A court takes one look at it. They go, illegal, totally unconstitutional, not allowed, can't do it. But this is the part that drives me crazy, right? He orders the shit to happen in L.A. It happens in L.A. Then he orders the shit to happen in D.C. It happens in D.C. Now, he's saying the shit's going to happen in Chicago. And you got J.B. Pritzker doing an announcement saying, we got word, they're already in motion, the ball's already rolling, like they're doing this shit. And it's like, really? Do we have to do the same thing where somebody's got to sue them and then it goes up the chain and then eventually you get to a court that says, yeah, but it happened 6 months down the road, so it's way after and the troops are already out of there by it's like, for the love of God, man, can we have some accountability? Can we have some justice? Can some fucking heads roll over this? Can we arrest somebody over this? Can we do that? How about that? How about some people get arrested over this tyrannical overreach, this fascist takeover, this normalization of martial law and a police state, which is what he's doing, this prepping for stealing the 2026 election? Can some fucking heads roll, for the love of God? And the other thing is, I know I keep saying this too, but all the people in the military or in the National Guard or in ICE or all these, fucking step down, bro. Step down, blow the whistle, tell the truth, let everybody know we are being forced to do something that is not our job. This is not our job. We're not a domestic police force. We have the police to do the policing. He is illegally invading the United States of America. At the same time, he's illegally starting a war with Venezuela, started an illegal war with Iran, bombed Somalia, bombed Yemen, threatening Mexico, threatening Panama, threatening Greenland. The guy's a fucking psychopath. We need accountability. We need justice. So much of what we thought were rules that were written in stone, it was fucking norms. It was decorum. It was people do this because that's how they've done it. Well, what happens when you got one person who's off his fucking rocker who comes in there and he's like, I don't care, invade all the democratic cities. By the way, he says it's about crime. Guess what? The crime in the cities that he's invading is less than in the conservative states and conservative cities where he's sending the National Guard from. So he'll take the National Guard from some conservative state with a high crime rate and send them to a Democratic state with a lower crime rate. It's got nothing to do with crime. Nothing at all. Not even close. And so the federal judges, yet again, are correct, but it begs the question. Will the shit be enforced? Will it matter? Or will Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth and Kristi Noem and Stephen Miller and all this fucking gaggle of Nazi idiots, will they just blow it off and continue business as usual. Because we know oftentimes that's exactly what they do. That's exactly what they do. But we had the ruling, you got to get rid of alligator Auschwitz. I actually think that's coming along. I actually think they are doing that, right? Unless they do a total 180 within the next coming days. But it looks like they are getting rid of alligator Auschwitz. So many court cases, so many losses, all the stuff with the people illegally sent to CCOT, the Gulag concentration camp, all these innocent people sent there, Trump invoking the Alien Enemies Act. A conservative Republican court in Texas looked at that and said, this is wildly illegal, you can't do that. Well, now we get this too. Firing of the FTC, illegal. Illegal invasion of LA, not allowed. So it's loss after loss after loss, but for the love of God, what will it take to get some motherfuckers arrested is my question. Because they're never actually going to stop unless they are fucking forced to stop. And the way you force these assholes to stop is you take away their freedom, right? So that should be a litmus test on the Democratic side in 2028. If you're running for president on the Democratic side, you should be out there saying Elon Musk should be arrested, Kristi Noem should be arrested, Stephen Miller should be arrested, Tom Homan should be arrested, Donald Trump should be arrested, because they've committed so many crimes on a daily fucking basis. Daily basis. I hope there's some good lawyers out there, some good prosecutors out there taking copious notes, going, here's a crime they committed on Tuesday, here's a crime they committed on Wednesday, here's 4 of them they committed on Thursday, because we're going to need that shit. We're going to need that shit. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.